Hey guys, and welcome to Armchair Conversations with Rob. The other day I had a little series about self-talk and its effects, and we were talking about things like the self-fulfilling prophecy type of philosophies and talking about assuming the characteristics, virtues, and qualities of things. And we were talking about oneness as part of that, being able to feel and identify with the things that you are visualizing, thinking about, moving toward. And so I wanted to take a moment to talk about the oneness idea from the perspective of what they call quantum entanglement. For those of you that may not be into quantum physics, there's a principle in quantum physics called entanglement. I'm going to be butchering it and basically watering it down for lack of a better word. But entanglement is basically if you take two particles and they are together for any length of time, and then they're separated. They can be taken to different sides of the world, different places in the same house, different sides of the universe. Energetically speaking, on a quantum level, they have become entangled. In other words, they have become part of each other, one, to say the least. And so, even if you separate these by huge distances, if you do something to one particle, the second particle that it's been entangled with will actually do the same thing. And what they had done was they took a quantum particle and they brought one to one part of the world and one to another part of the world. And when they stimulated the one particle, the other particle did the exact same thing without anyone knowing what exactly was supposed to happen or what was being done. And so, just for a little trivia fun, Einstein calls this spooky action at a distance because he just really couldn't suss it out, couldn't explain it. Well, anyway, so what I mean by using that as a part of the example is to when you're visualizing about being one with something or visualizing oneness, try to remember that according to quantum physicists, every particle that is in this universe that has ever been and ever will be, both created, destroyed, transmuted, which it can't really be destroyed, just transmuted, has entangled, has touched another particle, has been a part of the collective. And so, therefore, you cannot use any portion of that without affecting other parts. In other words, it's all entangled together. So you can't behave in certain ways and it not affect other people and the world that you live in on different levels and with different effect. Because, like, for example, you may go out to a club and show your ass, and it may reflect badly on someone else in your family, your mother, some friend, someone that vouched for you. Maybe the club itself gets a bad name. Those are like very concrete and simplified versions of entanglement, meaning that one thing affects another. It's been said before that you can't pick a flower without troubling a star because everything's connected. And so when you come from this idea of oneness, when you're thinking about the things that you're moving toward, you basically start to understand that you are those things already. They have already touched you, you've touched them, you are entangled. So when you say I am that, I am, you're basically acknowledging and affirming the fact that you have already been entangled with everything that exists. They may have different shapes and forms now, but every particle that exists has been entangled together at some point in time. And so, therefore, nothing is really separate from another thing. We use constructs to provide separation, but no one thing is separate from the other. You can't pick a flower without troubling a star. In other words, you can't envision and seek attraction of things that you want and desire without that affecting others. not necessarily in a bad way. I don't want that to get out there, but that is going to affect and be a part of what's going on in other places, pretty much everywhere else. You know, if you're about peace, then you create peace around you. If you're about drama, you do the same. You know, you become a portion of the catalyst for change, and that change can be positive or negative, but that's your decision. Okay? So what I'm saying is when you say I am that I am, you are literally understanding that everything has always been connected and always will be connected. And so you really are that. You really can manifest those things. Now again, it's not going to just float out of the air in some woo-woo with purple airy fairy stuff. But by believing and understanding you're entangled and you're a part of it, then you get to understand that you get to move, shake, and create and think and do things that are going to bring that entangled part of what you're seeking back to you. You literally begin to create and enjoy because it already was. Heard a silly one. Someone was talking about the fact that they had the aspect of divinity in each and every one of us. And it's like someone asked the question, how do I know if you are God? And the answer was, you don't, unless you do. Thought it was kind of cute, thought I'd share. So anyway, oneness is about understanding that everything has already been together at one point and entangled. You can't do anything without affecting anything else. And so when you're thinking of the ideas of attracting things back to you and creating circumstances in your life, that you have to understand that it's already all part of you. And so whatever you think about, what you decide, how you move and shape and do and think and be in the world actually creates after its fashion. So you start to realize you have a lot more power innately, intrinsically, than you've been given credit for or been told that you have access to. And since you chose to believe that, that became your reality. So, something to think about. Entanglement, being one. I am that. I am. Listen, guys, thanks for sharing my armchair. I really appreciate you. If you would like, send me some feedback, send me some comments. The YouTube channel is Atreides1999, Atreides 1999. And I would appreciate if you send me some comments, feedback, and potentially subscribe. If you don't like it, then hey, that's what search engines are for. You'll find what you need. But I encourage you to send somebody that does, because I want to join the conversation together with you and share ideas that matter with people who care. So in the meantime, have a great day whenever and wherever you are. Thank you.